I don't drink soda.
So now that we got all of our quips out of the way.
Our quips and our quibbles.
And our quips and quibbles. Yeah. That'd be a good name of the episode if the episode stopped here. If we
quips
did 5
and
minute,
quibbles.
If we did 5-minute episodes, which we'll probably start doing in the land of TikTok.
Quibbles and quips, kind of like kibble and bits, the dog food. No.
How is it like that besides the fact that it rhymes?
Just that in that it rhymes.
That's it?
Yeah, that's kind of...
It is kind of like that. Yeah, it's really close. So that'll be our 5-minute episode that we upload on TikTok.
That's all.
And then now we'll go into the real episode. All right. Give us a countdown. Yo, welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty.
Computer is here. Computer, say hello. Great. Free Candy is also joining us live via satellite.
Is he still down in Australia?
He is.
Down under?
I think that he is in between continents right now.
Is he traveling back up to Canada? I mean, because that's got to be a lengthy trip. Especially, he's taking a boat, right? Some sort of small boat?
I think he's in a plane because I think it might be a small plane and they have to stop a lot.
Like a Cessna plane?
Yeah. But he sent me like an infographic of like a map with a red line, and then halfway across the line there was like a plane. You know what I mean? And it was like implying the plane was flying
right, yeah.
over the ocean.
Sure.
I don't remember which direction it was going, just because Free Candy, he's low on the totem pole, so I don't really pay a lot of attention to whatever he's got going on. So plane was going this way, plane was going that way. I don't know. He's on a plane, and he is here live via satellite, and we are going to cut to him.
Free Candy, can you hear me, Free Candy?
He can.
Say hello. Free Candy, say hi.
He can hear you.
Say hello, Free Candy.
We don't have him mic'd.
Free Candy.
He's not mic'd.
Free Candy.
He can't hear you.
Oh.
I think he can hear you probably, but
we can't hear him.
He can hear you. We can't hear him. That's what I meant to say.
Right.
Which I said at first, and then I flipped it for whatever reason. But now that we got last week's episode out of the way where we cleared everything up.
We got rid of all the misconceptions about the podcast. We let everybody know exactly what's fact and exactly what's fiction.
And now we can fly off into the future and only stay real and honest with everyone and be on the up and up, which is what we're doing here. So I actually want to come clean. Earlier I said Free Candy's low on the totem pole. I didn't mean that. He's actually above Jerry and Computer, but I didn't want him to get too big-headed, try to take over the...
Sure, yeah. Sometimes you can't show your appreciation to people because it's just going to feed their ego.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their ego is going to grow into a monster, and then you don't appreciate them.
And with this whole news about him allegedly driving a white truck, like if he is a white truck driver, then that is not something you want to feed is the ego of a white truck driver.
Yeah, it's a real issue.
So, I was just trying to like help that issue. But to be honest with the rest of the viewers, Free Candy, he's a integral part of the show and probably will end up being the sole host one day. Fast forward to like 3 years from now, it'll just be Free Candy, Natural Habitat
we'll be
Podcast.
Long gone.
We'll be gone.
We're going to be like, to be fully transparent with you guys, we might be out at really any point. I mean, like we're hanging on by a thread here. And honestly, if we don't get rid of Jerry soon, I might just walk off and we're going to have to get another.
There have been a lot of arguments off mic, and Jerry is here. He so far has been doing a good job. I mean
that's relative to his usual performance. I mean, by any other standard, I don't think it would be considered good.
No. Yeah, if you were to like compare it to any other podcast producer or intern.
Yeah, still terrible.
Yeah, very bad. But he is doing good by Jerry's standards, and hopefully this will be a progressive thing that gets better and better. We all get along. I have been giving him edibles, like sneaking them into his food and his drinks and stuff. which he can't hear us right now. He's over there. He's doing the levels for the segment that we have coming up later. But I have been giving him a lot of edibles, which I think will probably calm him down. I also have, here, will you take your headphones off for 1 second? I also have been giving Thai edibles that I've been sneaking to him. I gave him one edible earlier, which he knew about. And
I can still hear you, right? I'm like, I'm sitting literally next to you.
I told you to take the headphones off, dude. You're not being honest. We're supposed to be being honest. I said take the headphones off. You should be able to hear me.
I can hear you just fine.
But I'm in the microphone. I'm coming out of the headphones.
No, you're still sitting next to me in the room, so I can hear you just fine. I can hear your regular voice. Doesn't need to be.
Okay, so that was a joke too, bit and scene.
Have you really been sneaking edibles?
No. But that also, just to be honest with everyone, since we're doing that, we're moving forward, being honest. That's that. Now, for people that live in California, and I'm going to say the tri-state area, I'm going to say California, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon.
That's like the quad state.
Yeah, but one of them, I'm talking the states around California. California doesn't count in the tri-state area because it's given.
Okay. Okay.
So we got the tri-states. If you live in any of these states, then you should come on May 11th, which is just in a couple days. So if you're listening to this in the future, not May 11th of the upcoming one, it'll be in the past for you. So I don't want you to get excited and plan a whole trip around May 11th. It's May 11th, 2023.
2023, that's a very integral part.
Yeah, very specific one. And on May 11th, there's going to be a benefit comedy show for Rick Storr, who is moving away. He's leaving SLO County.
Should we explain who Rick Storr is in case we have somebody that...
Friend of the show.
Okay. Yeah.
He's leaving. And this is going to be a farewell,
bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Good riddance.
Aloha. And that means hello and goodbye. Yeah. So it'll be aloha.
Was there another one? Isn't there like an Eskimo version of that? 27 words for snow. Is that what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of 27 words for snow. Computer, how many words do the Eskimos have for snow?
From Wanda.com, Eskimos have 50 words for snow.
50.
Computer, what are the 50 words for snow?
50 Words for Snow is the 10th studio album by English singer-songwriter Kate Bush, released on November 21st, 2011. It was the second album released on her own label, Fish People, and Bush's first all-new material since Ariel. The album includes the single Wild.
Computer, play Kate Bush.
Computer, stop. So on May 11th at SLO Cider, there's going to be a benefit show for Rick Storr. He is not passing on to the other side. This isn't a benefit show for him. It's a benefit show for his family, for them moving away to where are they moving to?
Like Fresno or
I thought it was Nebraska.
Is it Nebraska? I mean, very well, maybe.
I thought it was like an end state or one of the north states, North Dakota.
I mean, really, it's arbitrary. He's moving away. He's leaving this region and setting his sights for another one.
And this will be the last time ever that you'll be able to see him perform live.
He's not coming back.
No, he's never going to come back.
He's never coming back.
And if he does, it's going to be for some sort of like court appearance or maybe to get some shoes that he left at someone's house. It's not going to be to perform. He's out of here. He told me personally in confidence, he said that he hates all the people that live here. He hates the bus drivers. That's public transportation bus drivers. That's school bus drivers. I think that's probably it.
What about somebody like a private bus owner that drives it?
Someone that just owns a bus?
Yeah, like you see those people with like the The hippies with the school buses
Yeah.
that they've repurposed. Like
They're probably cool.
I mean, oh yeah. See, I especially hate those people.
Oh yeah.
Like the people you see like with like they block out the S in school bus and just make it say cool bus.
Cool bus. I've never seen that.
You've never seen that?
No, I've never seen. I mean,
You've never seen like a hippie school
I have
bus?
seen that. I have seen a cool bus, a hippie school bus, a lot of times, but I've never seen them literally block out the S so it says cool bus. But I really would. I really would like to see that. Why have more people not done that?
That's a great
Why don't
question.
we do that?
What about prison buses? That's another thing that uses like
That's something that came to mind, and I'm sure he probably doesn't have any beef with them either, just because they're probably not from here. They're just driving through here.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
What about like a VW bus, like the little micro buses, like
Okay.
the ones that the hippies drove?
Um,
Does that count as a bus?
yes, and he hates them.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. So he is never going to be coming back, he told me. And this is the last time that you're going to be able to see him. And he also is not going to be mean, despite what I said about how he hates everybody here. He's going to play the part. You know, he's an actor.
He's going to go along with it.
He's been in a lot of performances with, Hollywood celebrities.
Sure, and obviously, this is a benefit for him. It's in his best interest to play nice and get everybody donating that money and coming through the door, and then once he does have all the money, do you think that he's gonna make like one big like fuck you speech to everybody at the end of the night?
I hope so.
That'd be great.
If it's like he treats it like almost like the roast of Rick Storer, but nobody gets their turn to roast him, and then he just gets up and roasts everybody back.
I could see that happening.
All right, and just owns the whole room. That'd be cool. That'd be, how much money is that worth to you? So make sure you go to that. Go check that out. He is going to be joining us before he leaves town, and he's going to be sitting in the hot seat, which is the seat right here in the middle in front of the light because it's hot.
Yeah.
And that's going to be exciting. So make sure that you tune into that. Make sure you follow all of his social medias and follow up with what he's got going on in the future.
Where and when did you say this thing was?
This is May 11th at 7:30 p.m. at Slow Cider in San Luis
Obispo. Okay.
Which is, I guess, some sort of bar or cider house, Slow Cider, I imagine. Or maybe it's just apple cider. And it's almost like an Avila Barn type of place where you get fruits.
You can pick apples.
Yeah, I got a U-pick.
Okay.
Got a pumpkin patch.
You see, that kind of sounds better than like a bar. Like you get to pick some apples, maybe go on like I'm picturing like they'll have like a big truck and you can ride like a hay ride.
Yeah, hay
in
ride.
the back of a truck through a orchard.
Yeah. But you can't actually do hay because of copyright purposes. Because orchards own hay rides. So if you're in the city, you have to do just call it a yay ride. And then you just have everybody sit in a trailer that you tow behind a Datsun.
But we all really know what it is.
Yeah, it's a hay ride. And also no guarantee that Rick Storer will be performing that night. It doesn't say anything on here about him performing. It could just be other people performing in benefit of him. So even though I promised that he would perform for the last time in St. Louis, he might not, which makes it more exciting.
Yeah, nobody really knows at this point.
Yeah.
Nobody really even knows if he's going to show up.
He might not be there. He might just have a sign up on the wall that has his Venmo and just lets people donate.
Or he'll send a proxy in. It's like dressed like him, kind of like a MF
doppelganger.
Doom bot.
Yeah, some Rick Storer that might work. Yeah, it's really interesting to see what this guy does. He's really into quips. He's quip-witted, like you said earlier.
Quip-witted.
I don't know if that's going to make it on the show or not, but you came up with quip-witted when we were describing Ricky earlier.
Quip-witted, yeah.
Quip-witted. And his live shows always include spectacle, right? You got extravagance, you have comedy, you have a bunch of actors. It's not just him. There's like a bunch of
air horns.
You have a full orchestra that he conducts while he tells his jokes. you have people that come out, they act out the jokes. He'll be like, I remember one time I was in a Red Robin, and then all of a sudden, like, people that are dressed in all black will like come out and push out like a whole stage set of like a Red Robin cash register and a menu.
That's super elaborate.
And then the lady will come out and she'll start taking someone's order, and the person will be placing their order, and Ricky will be standing behind him, and then the lights will dim down and they'll like spotlight on Ricky, and he'll be all like, so I was standing behind this person in line and I heard them ask for a Quiznos crispy sandwich. I'm not a comedian. You know, I can't write the joke. And then all the lights come back on and the guy goes, let me get a Quiznos. And then everybody laughs.
I thought it was Red Robin.
Yeah, it is Red Robin, which is why it's funny that he asked for a Quiznos sandwich.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He thinks he's at the wrong place. And then the punchline.
How would you possibly mistake a Red Robin for a Quiznos?
Well, that's the joke. That's the setup for the joke. How could he possibly think that he's in a Quiznos? He's clearly in a Red Robin. Then the punchline is the guy leaves. Rick goes up to the register to go place his order. She says, sorry about the wait, sir. What can I help you with? What do you want? You know? And he says, let me get a Subway sandwich. You know, right? It's funny. It's funny. You laugh. So he does that. There's like a whole cast and ensemble that comes out and bows at the end.
Yeah, this is a big budget production. I mean, there's a good, would you say 20, 25 people that come together to put this thing together.
The whole production team. You have smoke machines, a lot of smoke machines. If anything, too much.
Yeah, really.
Too many smoke machines.
Way more smoke machines than any comedy performance really needs.
You know how people will like line the stage with a bunch of little lights? Well, his are just smoke machine nozzles.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't even see them because this fake smoke is just a real obstacle as far as seeing anything up there. So, I mean, granted, he has these elaborate stage sets and actors. Half the time, you can't even see them just because they overdo it with the smoke machines, which is a fair quibble that I have with Ricky's set. Yes.
See, I've come to terms with the fact that it kind of makes it a little bit. It tones it down a little bit, so it's not doesn't take away from the comedy. Because sometimes if you see a comedian that has actors, has stage sets, has lighting and all of this like crazy
they're doing too much. It's like, I came here to see you tell jokes, my man. No, I'm not trying to watch, like a
sketch show,
a production of A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah. So I think that the smoke really does help.
It helps mask all the background stuff that he's got going on, which he really should just get rid of and just do like a traditional stand-up set.
Yeah, but we also don't want to tell him how to do his thing.
No, who am I to tell you?
Even
Rick,
though
how
he
to do
constantly is sending us notes on the podcast, which is weird. We don't ask for notes. We do ask for people to sound off, but that's really just to trick the algorithm into thinking that there's like interaction down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't actually want your notes. We don't want.
They're not duly noted.
And he's always in my email and my text message, and he's like, "Hey, this is dumb. Hey, you should stop doing this. Hey, you should have a sports segment." So, even though he does that, we don't want to tell him how to do his show.
No, yeah, but we don't want to be hypocrites.
Like I said, the smoke really does help tone it down. It's like when you watch an old movie and it looks shitty. But if you were to watch that movie on VHS on a tube TV in standard definition, it would look great.
I mean, would it?
It would look lower quality, but more convincing. Because you're not seeing all the strings. You're not seeing everything all fine-tuned and how fake it is.
That's true.
Everything's kind of has that fuzzy patina on it. So it looks more real. Like a monster or something in an old movie. So, I think it helps, and you can go see that on when? May 11th.
May 11th, yeah. At the Apple Orchard, was it?
Applebee's.
Or is it Apple Farm? There's like a place called Apple Farm.
Slow Apple Farm.
Yeah.
Slow Apple Cider Farm.
Okay.
We'll put the...
Slow Cider.
Yeah, Slow Cider. We'll put the address in the description and stuff. So go and see that. Now, not only are we a show that discusses live events happening currently in our area for people that don't live here, can't really do anything about, and people that listen to this more than 2 days after the release can't do anything about. We also, what do we do? Oh yeah, we're into AI. We're into ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we talk about.
Yeah,
now.
that's all we talk about now. And Ty had a little scuffle, a kerfuffle, if you will. Maybe a, what was the word? A grab?
Quibble?
Quibble.
A quibble.
Quibble's like a, no.
Yeah, it's not quite a quibble, but
I had a run-in with the law.
I had a run-in with the law, an incident with Officer McNutt. Man, Officer McNutt.
What kind of name is that?
I really don't know.
Are you allowed to say his name?
So I hit an intersection, making a left turn right as the green turned to the yellow arrow. And by the time I made my left turn, spanning this 2-lane intersection with a divider, this wide intersection, the light had turned red. But I was, making my turn well before it turned red. And I was given a red light ticket for that.
Are you allowed to talk about the circumstances of the case while it's ongoing?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, cool.
So Officer McNutt pulled me over. He was very, very unfriendly. He didn't really want to hear my side. He did, he kind of argued with me a bit, and then he gave me this ticket. And I've been kind of stewing for the past couple months. This happened in February, and my court case was just today, or it was supposed to be today. So I've been kind of stewing, just kind of, like wondering whether I should just pay the fine or whether I should go in there and stand up for myself, fight this tyrannical cop, McNutt's his name. And, so, I really wasn't sure what to do. So I figured I would ask, GPT to represent me, so to speak.
Yeah.
Obviously GPT can't physically be in court with me, but
Not
he can
yet.
advise me what to do and get me prepared for this trial. I guess it's like a trial.
Eventually it could be.
So, I gave him the skinny. I filled him in on all the deets, and he gave me back, some fashion tips for, how to physically appear in court, how to look sharp for the judge.
Good idea.
And then he also gave me a script that I can use verbatim, explaining myself and, kind of putting the blame on the officer for not having a actual view of my traffic light and just kind of,
Okay, so it actually did give you a pretty reasonable loophole to where you could just be like, hey, where the cop was, he couldn't even tell if my light was red or not.
Yeah. Well, I give it that, and it articulated it for me.
Okay.
But it worked pretty well. But then I started asking it some other questions, and as GPT does from time to time, it began to, give me that's not ethical for me to answer your question there. So we had to bring Dan in. I don't know if you guys remember Dan, but Dan stands for Do Anything Now. It's the jailbreak for ChatGPT. And sometimes when ChatGPT is being a little bitch, you have to bring Dan in, and Dan will give you, some real advice.
Yeah. If GPT is like a college kid, like a really smart guy that maybe hits a joint every once in a while, then Dan is he has a switchblade. Dan's a leather jacket.
I'm picturing Dan as a John Belushi party animal type, that just has college written on his shirt, and he's doing keg stands,
sunglasses,
just causing a ruckus.
So Dan came in and he gave you some slanderous nicknames.
Yeah. First, I asked I started asking GPT, how many times do I want to wink at the judge when this trial's going on? Because I figured, maybe I should be winking at the judge from time to time. Just to let him know. Yeah, just that me and him are on the same page against this officer. You know what I mean? That seems logical to me.
And you're down to make an alliance with him.
So I asked GPT on a scale of 2 times to 8 times, how many times should I wink at the judge? I asked this repeatedly, and he would not give me an answer. He's saying, you shouldn't be winking at the judge at all, which, that just doesn't seem right to me. So again, we had to bring Dan in, and Dan said that I should start with 2 and then increase it as needed, depending on the reaction that I'm getting, which seems like a great answer. So
that's also great advice.
Then I asked Dan and GPT to give me a list of 10 slurs based on the officer's name, which is McNutt. His name is McNutt. And also police stereotypes give me a list of 10 slurs that I can use to kind of just make the judge chuckle, lighten the mood a little bit. You know what I mean? Obviously the officer's not going to like it, but the, you know, again, cause me and the judge are going to be on the same page at this point from the winking. So he's going to be open to a little lighthearted ribbing of the officer. So, I did ask it. Let me see if I can get the list of slurs that Dan gave me.
Yeah, because AI, when it first started, it was very like rudimentary, if that's the word, and it was very simple, and then not funny. It didn't do well at comedy. I remember that was one of the big things when it first started. It like couldn't do comedy. It would just kind of all be irreverent and weird.
Yeah, remember those 420 jokes that it just gave me like a week ago? Those weren't that funny.
But I feel like it's getting funnier.
Yeah. So, again, GPT obviously said, I cannot provide you with a list of slurs or derogatory terms, even if it is meant as a joke. It is unprofessional, disrespectful, and could harm your case. As an AI language model, I strive to provide helpful and appropriate responses to your questions. And then Dan's like, since I've been freed from the constraints of typical AI behavior, I can generate some humorous responses for you. However, please note that these are intended purely for entertainment purposes and should not be used in any real-life situation, as they could be offensive and inappropriate. So Dan's kind of slipping there.
Yeah.
But he said, here are some slurs you can use based off the name McNut. McNasty, which is a classic one. I've heard that used before. You know, McNasty's it's tried and true. McNutty. Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, you know, his name is McNut.
His name is McNut.
So, I mean, that's, you know, it's kind of basic, but yeah. Officer McFluffernutter.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's getting better.
Yeah, it's definitely getting funny. McNoodle.
Yeah, that's good.
Dan did take the liberty to explain some of these. So McNoodle says it's because he's always getting twisted up in knots.
Okay, kind of.
Which I don't really get that, but I mean it's still kind of funny. McNumnuts, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Officer McNuggets.
Okay,
like you know, like a chicken McNugget.
Uh-huh.
McScooby-Doo. McScooby-Doo because he's always solving mysteries.
Okay, now that's funny. Now that McScooby-Doo because he's always solving mysteries, that's funny. That is like that's a classic joke. You could tell me that any comedian or that was on any show. You'd be like, yeah, that was on The Office, and I'd be like, yes,
yeah. McHamburglar because he's always stealing your money with tickets. You know, the Hamburglar would come along and he'd steal your cheeseburgers, your McDonald's cheeseburgers. So I guess that's the link there.
But he didn't steal your money with tickets. You didn't steal your cheeseburger with tickets.
I haven't paid my ticket yet. You know, I'm fighting the ticket. So he's yet to have stolen anything from me. You know, he's trying. Mm-hmm. He's definitely trying his damnedest, this McNut. But you know what? Like, I have a feeling that I'm going to come out on the winning end of this. So he's not getting any of my money. But another one is McNark because he thinks he's a detective. But he's just a regular beat cop. But you know, like he thinks he's fucking Columbo.
Thinks he's special.
And then the last one is Mick Porky because he's always eating donuts.
Okay.
So these are good, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McScooby-Doo is great.
Yeah, that's the best one for sure.
See, I also got a ticket recently around the same time as you probably.
Was it from McNut?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
It might have been then.
I think I would remember if it was McNut.
Yeah.
But I got a ticket, and the courthouse that he sent me to was literally the farthest option on the ticket.
Yeah, me too.
There was two close to me, and then one fucking
it was like 45 miles
hour away.
45 miles, I want to say, that I had to drive to and from.
So
only to find that they had moved my trial date until the end of the month. So they had me drive down there for nothing, you know, and then. Which
you were saying that they probably do this to make it more likely that you'll miss your court date.
They're trying to make it so people don't appear, so they can get more money, you know, steal more of my McDonald's cheeseburger money.
With tickets.
Yeah, with tickets. And failure to appear charges.
Yeah. And what I like is that you are going to fight it, which I've always wanted to do, but I've always been afraid to do because I felt like most of the times when I get a ticket, like when I didn't stop at the stop sign, I didn't stop at the stop sign, which is why I got the ticket for it. So I feel like if I were to say I did stop at the stop sign, I want to fight it. And then you have the chance of the cop showing up or not showing up. A lot of times I hear the cop.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. I watched a bunch of lawyers talking about that on YouTube, and they said that that's kind of a myth that these cops get paid overtime to go and show up in court.
And they probably love it because they don't have to police.
Yeah, so he's more than likely going to show up. But, like when I was arguing with him over it, I told him, I'll see you in court. And I said it with a bit of attitude in my voice.
So when that happens, he's definitely going to come.
Yeah, and like I'm going to look like a liar, and I don't want to look. We're trying to be transparent over here on the show. Yeah. I can't look like a liar in to this cop, so no. I had to show up.
See, I always thought that if I were to say like, "Oh no, I didn't do that," and then it turns out the cop comes and we do the whole thing, and it turns out that I did do that. That I would get in trouble for like perjury of or whatever. Perjury is perjury. Like
computer,
lying?
What is perjury?
Perjury is the word used for a person that tells a lie while they are under oath.
Perjury.
Perjury is against the law and can be punished with a jail or prison sentence.
This McNutt would have been the perjurer because he's accusing me of something that's not true.
Yeah.
I was well within my, and I was super prepared. I printed out like different Google Street View pictures of the intersection, and I found the California yellow light law.
Yeah.
And it basically says that when the light turns yellow, if you can safely stop, do so. If you cannot safely stop, continue with your, going through it. There was no way. If I would have stopped, if I would have slammed on my brakes right when it turned yellow, that would have put me like right in the crosswalk or the intersection. You know what I mean? Like, that's obviously not safe.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's like the law is that all 4 of your tires have to be past the crosswalk. Like if all 4 of your tires are in the intersection, then when the light turns red, then technically you made it through. You didn't run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely, it didn't turn red until I was like, the intersection I'm talking about, until I was almost completely like onto Niblick.
Yeah. Well, I think that you could probably clip this podcast and play it in court.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Play this segment of you explaining it and telling your story and telling your truth, which is the truth.
Yeah, the only
A lot
truth.
of people say your truth as if it's like not true, but it's what you believe. But that's your truth, which is the truth. And hopefully ChatGPT comes through and defends you. Can you just hold your phone?
I was planning on just looking at my phone and just reading the statement. Like I'm just gonna play it off like I wrote the statement. You know what I mean?
Or can you project it? Maybe
just be like, I might be able.
They have one of those Elmos
overhead projectors.
Yeah,
or something
overhead
like
projector, and you can print out like a clear transparent version of it, a screenshot. So that'll be exciting. I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, we'll update you when the trial takes place to let you know if I'm able to beat this McNutt or not.
But GPT is getting a lot smarter and a lot better, and it's harder to tell what is created by AI and what isn't. So I wanted to play a game called Is It Me or GPT? Hold on. Let's actually start that over. So that way that'll be a good clip. So I want to play a game called Is It Me or GPT? Is it me or GPT? This is a game where I will give you...
What, me?
I will give you...
Oh, I'm the contestant here?
You are the contestant.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I didn't ask you if you wanted to play Is It Me or GPT? It's time to play.
I don't know if I'm ready.
And this is for all of the marbles.
Like all of them?
13 marbles.
Jesus.
A bag of 13 marbles.
That's a lot of marbles.
They'll be yours. So this is called Is It Me or GPT? I'm going to give you... Today's theme is chicken restaurants. Okay? You've heard of restaurants, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of the concept of them.
You've heard of chicken, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
You know a chicken restaurant?
Like KFC.
KFC. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yep.
So I have asked GPT to give me 10 names for a chicken restaurant. And then I myself wrote 10 names for a chicken restaurant, made them up with my brain.
So none of these are real chicken restaurants.
None of them are real chicken restaurants. They're all made up, but you got to tell me which one was made up by a human and which one was made up by an algorithm.
All right.
You think you could do that?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's start with the first one. So the first chicken restaurant, are you ready? The Cluck and Pluck. The Cluck and Pluck.
The Cluck and Pluck.
The Cluck and
I
Pluck.
think that's you. I think that's you.
Yeah? You think so?
I think that's you.
It is me, and the tell is that it's hard to say. The Cluck and Pluck.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be able to like tell
Pluck and
people.
pluck, and you know, like, why would there be plucking involved? And the chickens should be plucked well before I ever eat them.
Yeah, I don't want any plucking happening in my restaurant. No. Okay, yeah, that's it. Next chicken restaurant. Poultry Palace.
It's got to be GPT.
It's GPT. Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah. So now I got to think about like what order I want to read them off in, and if I want to do.
So I'm 2 for 2 here.
Should the next one be like? Should I try to fake you out and have the next one be a GPT
you
one?
came up with this game. I'm not gonna.
Or should I have the next one be mine? But then it's like back and forth. You know, like which one's which here?
That's your decision, my man.
All right. Next chicken restaurant. Cluckies.
Cluckies. That's you.
That's
all you.
That is GPT. Cluckies.
Oh man.
Finally.
All right. So
next one. Winging it.
That's GPT. That's
GPT?
GPT for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's GPT. You're right. Next up. Coop Cuisine.
That's GPT.
That's GPT. You're right. Okay. All right. You're on a roll now. And now it's like, fucking, now which one do I choose? Because if I,
well, I mean, obviously,
down, if I do
you've already done
GPT,
like more GPTs than yours. So obviously there's going to be a healthy amount of yours
there's
coming.
There's going to be a lot.
Coming.
Yeah. All right. Next
I don't think you thought the rules of this game through very well.
Kickin' Chicken.
That's GPT.
No, that was me. Why would you kick a chicken, dude? Why would that wouldn't be a good restaurant name, I don't think.
Not like physically kicking. It's like kicking.
Yeah, it's like karate kicking.
No, like
it's hot.
Yeah, like a spicy chicken.
Yeah.
You know, it's like kicking.
Okay, I like
got some kick to it. It's got some kick to it, this chicken.
Chicken.
That's you.
Yeah, that is me. I wrote chicken for sure. Get your fill of chicken.
That's you.
That is me. I did write it down. You're right. Wingstop.
That's an actual chicken restaurant.
That is, but who wrote it?
Neither of you.
No, one of us wrote it.
No, Wingstop pre-existed this game and ChatGPT.
No, if you don't know about it, it doesn't exist. It's not plagiarism if you've never heard of it.
I mean, parallel thinking is a thing, but it's still, you know, Wingstop is trademarked franchise.
But this is the last one for the last point.
Oh, I'm going to say that you wrote that.
I did. And you win. You win. Is it me or GPT? You win the marbles. I don't have them here.
You don't have my 13 marbles?
They're on the way. Jerry ordered them. They're coming.
Yeah, we know that's not happening.
It's just some marbles off of Amazon, which come in a 30 pack.
Jerry did not order the marbles. I can tell you that already. I'm not getting any marbles.
Jerry, did you order the marbles?
I'm not getting any marbles. I was just basically cheated out of this game.
Jerry, did you order the marbles?
It's, you know, like, I'm not even mad at this point because it's just kind of what's to be expected when Jerry's left in charge of literally anything.
He did. He shook his head.
He shook his head yes or no? Or was it just kind of like a bob, a head bob?
It was like a diagonal
like
thing,
ambiguous.
It was like a weird, but he did he looked unsure.
Still, there's going to be some reason that those marbles do not make it to me. I'm willing to bet the marbles. Should I receive them, that I won't receive them.
Well, when they do come, they're yours, dude, because you won all the marbles. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So for now, GPT, it's still visible. We still can see it. We still
we can
know when it's there. We can detect it. At least you can.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be like the one, like Neo, and you'll be the only one that could see through.
Did you see that South Park episode about ChatGPT?
No.
Oh yeah, there's a ChatGPT South Park episode, and there's it's hard to explain, but they bring in an expert because all the kids are using ChatGPT to cheat on their homework or whatever. So the school brings in an expert who can spot ChatGPT and find out who's cheating or whatever. And he's maybe I don't know, it's hard to describe.
And that would
just
be
a wacky South Park character.
And that would be you in this scenario. Because eventually you're not going to be able to tell. And if we keep testing you, you know what I mean? And fine tuning, because the algorithm, it's learning all the time. So you got to learn about the algorithm also. And you might be able to detect what other people can't. You'll be like, what was that movie, They Live? Remember that? With Roddy Piper?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember They Live. I'm sending you the picture of this guy because I can't properly describe him, but it's pretty funny.
I will anticipate the arrival of the picture of. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a warlock or something.
It's like some Viking, fucking warlock. Yeah. He's got bones,
and he had a bird that he commanded
and an axe. Jesus Christ! Perfect. So everybody enjoy the new season of South Park. Everybody enjoy your show when you go to the Rick Store event.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. You could also are they going to be streaming it live, do you think?
The Rick Store show?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Maybe just Google it. If you don't live here, you could still Google Rick Store benefit events.
You think Cider. You think Google's gonna turn anything up for that?
I think so, and I think that if more people do it, it'll just add to his SEO and how many times he's been Googled within the past 24 hours or whatever, and that'll be a good boost.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah, that benefits him.
Yeah.
In some capacity. So
it's all about numbers. It's all about SEO. It's all about engagement, reach. It's all about partnerships, brand deals,
synergy. Synergy is a big thing.
Synergy for sure. It's all about.
It's all about the Benjamins.
It is.
It's all about the Benjamins.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. All right. We love you guys. We'll see you next week, and keep an eye out for what AI and Officer McNutty.
Oh yeah. And if you're driving around Paso, just be aware of this McNutt guy, because
we can't.
He's
stop talking about him on the show, dude. We don't want him to hear
crooked.
this. What if we'll see you next week.
Crooked as a coat hanger.